Welcome to the Passing Data Reconciliation Advanced Reporting functionality. This video is an illustration on how to use the Passing Business Productivity tool utilising the Data Reconciliation application to demonstrate advanced reports using various techniques. The video introduces a drill down for results analysis by itemised records, produce results by specific values, use the segmentation management report, and how to apply a customised ranged criteria. The processing options include using the italic indicator can be used to report on a grouping of values for all records or a grouping of values for specific records. This will produce the detailed segmentation report. When not using the italic indicator, all records are processed. Alternatively, specific values will only process those records. The segmentation report will not be produced. For a detailed explanation to load compare datasets from external files, key field identification, and value column to compare, review the data reconciliation video. We begin our first example with identified key fields as personnel number and wage type using the bold font format. In this example, our italic grouping field has not been defined. Therefore, all records from both the Compare 1 and Compare 2 datasets will be compared and reported on. Using the Add-ins tab and menu Passing Results Data Comparison, the Compare 1 and Compare 2 worksheets are ready to process the results. Select the Reporting Options tab. Select your reporting options and select the Process Reports button. A message will be displayed to confirm the selected key fields as personnel number and wage type. The segment report will not be produced. And the value column to compare is identified as amount. Select OK to continue. A message will be displayed of the results overview as a quick look snapshot of data entries found. These will be explained in more detail as we review the process results worksheets. The application displays the Results Overview worksheet, which is a summary of all records processed. The Result Overview worksheet provides a comprehensive breakdown by defined key, outlining the overview by each dataset and the record type components. The Indicator column provides a visual presentation of each key record's status. The indicator buttons represent the following. Green, the aggregate amounts in both datasets are equal. Yellow, the aggregate amounts in each dataset are not equal. There are line items in both datasets that have been found to equal. Red, the aggregate amounts in each dataset are not equal. There are no equal line items that match. Black is an entry in one of the datasets that is not present in the other dataset. These will be represented with a blue background for new entries where there is a record in the Compare 1 dataset only. The green background represents entries that are in the Compare 2 dataset only. The drill down reporting functionality from the Results Overview worksheet can be utilised by double-clicking any value within the Results Overview worksheet with an underline. This will present the specific result worksheet. For ease of identification, the record will be highlighted in grey. To return to the Results Overview worksheet, simply double-click in the active current worksheet. We now return to the Compare 1 worksheet to demonstrate the advanced reporting functionality. In our example, we can select personnel number 211-24663 and highlight the cell with any background font colour, then process the report. To refine the selection criteria for the report, it is possible to select any single value or multiple values in the key column and format the cell with a colour background. This will now only process records with these values from both datasets. This enables the operator with the facility to itemise specific records, wage type or business units for easy results identification. We immediately see a reduced results overview. This result shows that for the selected individual employee and each of the individual wage types assigned to this employee. In our next example, we select wage type 9165 supplement and highlight the cell with a background font colour. Please note, the background font colour has been deselected for the individual employee from the previous run. The results overview will only display results for our selected wage type 9165 and any employees which have this specific wage type assigned to them. We could extend our selection by introducing the P area field pertaining to a particular business area with a bold font format to report on all or specific business areas. By selecting the XF01 and highlighting the cell with a colour background and processing the report. The results will show only employees which have a business area of XF01 with all the associated wage types. If a particular wage type was of concern, we could then select the wage type, in our example, wage type 1000, with a colour background and reprocess the report. This result will show only employees which have a business area of XF01 and a wage type of 1000. This report allows for a quick identification by indicators if the wage type requires further investigation. To introduce the grouping, we start by identifying the key column to use and format as italic. This will now use only the italic column values to compare each dataset. In our example, using the key fields personnel number and wage type, if we define the key column wage type as italic and process the report. A message will be displayed to confirm the selected key fields as personnel number and wage type, the column component to be reported on with the number of displayed elements, and the value column to compare is identified as amount. Select OK to continue. We can now review the segment summary results. These results will be displayed as individual columns for each wage type and highlight the match and no match percentage and the number of records that fall within each selected range. We will now introduce an additional key, P area, to segment on business area. By selecting the P area field and format as bold, we can now segregate the results by business area. To do this, we change the italic grouping from wage type to P area and process the report. A message will be displayed highlighting each of the individual business areas for processing. The segment summary results show for each of the business areas with all wage types reported on. The report shows the percentage matching and non-matching with the range criteria results for each business unit. This allows specific identification of compliance pertaining to particular areas of the business. To individualise by a specific wage type, we introduce the background cell font colour for wage type 1000. This now provides us with an in-depth analysis. The report highlights for each business area the specific wage type 1000 only. This functionality is quite useful when matching with one selection criteria. For processing additional wage types, the report would then be required to be processed multiple times for each wage type. The way to produce a report by all business units for each individual wage types takes us to the next topic, which requires an additional processing step. Introducing a hybrid key. If we were looking to obtain a segment summary of each individual wage type by each individual business area, the way to perform this would be with the introduction of an additional key column. The requirement is to concatenate wage type and P area into a single value column and then use the italic grouping on this new field. The steps are as follows. Deselect any bold column key identifiers. Select column key identifiers as P area and wage type and highlight as bold. No italic grouping key is identified. To ensure that the new hybrid key is created for all records, all fields within the Compare 1 worksheet are not identified with a colour background. Process the reports. A new key field will be displayed in the last column in both the Compare 1 and Compare 2 worksheets, identified as iNewKey. Change each of the iNewKey header entries to the name of your hybrid field. In our case, we call it PAWT. Deselect all bold column key identifiers from the following fields, unbold the wage type and P area fields. Now select the personnel number and PAWT fields and make them bold. We also assign the italic grouping to the PAWT field. We can now process the new result. As can now be seen, the segment summary has an itemised column for each business area with each wage type. If the need arises to change the range criteria in the segment summary report, this can easily be achieved by using the Segments Worksheet template functionality and change the range value to your choice. There are 23 segments available to define the new range criteria. This is displayed as follows. Go to the Segments worksheet and input the required changes. In our example, we will make the first range change from 0 to 0.01 into 0 to 0.05. We shall also do the same in the corresponding negative range from minus 0.01 to 0 into minus 0.05 to 0. To process the segment summary, we access the Reporting Options tab and select the Processed with Customised Criteria option, then select the Processed Reports button. We can now see in the segment summary the new ranges have been introduced to the results. This concludes the video illustration for advanced reporting using the data reconciliation application. We trust this short demonstration has been of benefit and highlights the time-saving and processing advantages gained when using one of the applications from the PASync Business Productivity Toolset. Thanks for watching. A comprehensive manual, test scripts and trial programs are available from our website. This video is proudly presented to you by the team at pasync.com.